What is up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a 10 sophomores in the NBA list, which I'm actually really excited to show my list. I think this class, it's a little bit weaker than the 2021 class and the 2022 class, but I think it's a very interesting class. They have a decent bit of solid players that will be coming out here. There are many players that are good but aren't like the greatest in this class. Like there's a lot of good role players, but there's only a couple players who I think are going to be like really good stars in the future. Right? There are many players who are definitely going to be like all stars, there's going to be a lot of stars who are just going to be really good in the future, but aren't as good as like say the 2021 draft class, which I think has like 5 future All NBA guys. And then we have Victor Chet. Where this class has Chet, but the sophomore class doesn't have Chet, So this class will be definitely carried by Chet because he definitely has the potential to be a future Hall of Famer. Him and Paulo, I'd say, are the guys in this class. Some have chances to be all-stars, some have chances to be a lot of them are going to be starters and good role players, but it's not too top-heavy, but has really good depth. So this is honorable mentions. We got Christian Braun. If the stats are green, that means it went up from last year. If the stats are red, it means it went down. But I don't know why David Roddy's are down. They should be up. He's had a really good year so far. To be fair, the team itself sucks. Memphis Grizzlies are horrible. They're 0-6, right? So that's horrible, right? But he's been really good. He's been a 10-point per game scorer. He's been grabbing rebounds, 25 minutes of play. Pretty efficient, too. He's looked really good. I'm really liking what I've seen because his rookie year was not anything special. So he slots himself into the honorable mentions category. Christian Braun. He's also looked really solid for the Denver Nuggets. He's been all-around player. He's been good defensively. And only on 20 minutes of play, he's done this. So he was really close. If he was a little bit more efficient on his three-point shooting, I'd definitely have him in the top 10. But he couldn't really slide in there. Marjon Beauchamp, only 15 minutes a game. He's been an 8-point per game scorer. They're going to need him this year, the Bucks, because they're not a deep team whatsoever. So they're going to need him to help with the shooting guard depth at that position. Someone who I think should definitely be higher if he got more PT. He's only gotten 23 minutes to play this year, even though he was the third best rookie in the class last year, around there. He's 7-9. His efficiency hasn't been as good as it was last year, but that's okay. It's a pretty small sample size. His blocking, he's still been a solid rim defender with 2 blocks. His rebounding and points are definitely still good. He just hasn't had enough PT to really confirm himself to be working now. John Collins is taking some of his minutes. They're going to be focusing more on their current rookies, which is like Keontae George, right? So he's really good, though. I hope he can get a little bit more PT. But next up, number 10, Jaden Ivey. He's had a bit of a down year. He's going down right now, but he's definitely really efficient, 50 and 40 basically, which is quite impressive. Only on 1 point on 20 minutes a game. He's very efficient. His passing's looking a little bit down, but it'll definitely go back up. Just so far this year, I just can't justify putting him any higher than 10. Tyson Daniels, he's actually looked really good. His playmaking's been really solid. 3 assists on only almost 1 turnover, barely. 1 steal and 1 block. His rebounding's also good, so is his offense. His scoring's okay. 23 minutes a game. He has 1.2 defensive box plus minus. It's looking really good. He's going to be a key part of this New Orleans teams going in the future. And I think people were saying that they definitely regretted their pick, but they definitely won't. He's really, really solid. Jeremy Sohan, slotting him at 8th. I actually really like his game. Him running at the point guard is actually really interesting. Hitting 5.2 assists on only 2 turnovers is really solid. His efficiency isn't great. He has 1 steal. Good on rebounding. His scoring's been down, but he's like not playing that role as much anymore. He's taken Trey Jones' starting point guard spot in a couple games. His shooting's not looking great, but his passing is looking good, and he's great defensively. I'm really liking this Spurs team. They might actually be a play-in team. I don't really see it because how stacked the Western Conference is, but I can see them definitely being the 11th seed, right ahead of Memphis. Jabari Smith Jr. People were saying was not good last year, which was true. He was very inefficient, and he took a lot high volume shots, didn't make many. He was very just a very okay player. But now he's looking like a very gifted scorer. He's averaging 14, 8, and 2, 48, 35 on 32 minutes per game. He's getting a lot of minutes. He's not scoring the greatest. He's scoring a decent bit, but he's not like all-star level, which is what you want to see from such a high upside guy, but he'll definitely develop better. And throughout the year, I can see him evolving into like a 16, 17 point per game kind of guy. He's looking really good. He's a solid rebounder. Defensively, he's not great, but efficiency-wise, he's been okay. Keegan Murray, he's someone who could be a little bit high because he's been really inefficient throughout his first couple of games this season. He's averaged 13, 6, and 2, but he's had 1.4 steals. He has really good defense. He's a really good three-point shooter, not shown here, but he broke the rookie record for 3 points in the season last year, and he's looking okay. He'll be more efficient as time goes on. I'm really excited to see him play. I'm really liking the Sacramento Kings team with Sasha Vezenkov as their rookie that made honorable mentions for my other list. Next up is Mark Williams, who's looking really good defensively, offensively, basically everywhere. This is definitely his breakout year. He looked pretty okay last year with like 9-7, but this year he's 13-8 or 14-8 with 1.4 steals and 1.2 blocks. He's a great rim defender and really solid defensively. His efficiency is 77%, or his field goal is 77%, first in the league. 26 minutes, he's doing this all in 26 minutes compared to Jabari Smith, who's doing it all in 32. He's just immaculate. This is just really excited to see how well he'll perform later on. Next up is Jalen Williams, who's also looked just really solid. Nothing crazy. 50 and 30. Pretty solid. 16 points. He's scoring at a high clip. He's 16, 5, and 5. It's just solid. There's not really much to complain about. Nothing to really rave about, but he's just really good. He's going to be part of this really good OKC team that definitely has a chance to like show up, do well, and make the play-in, maybe even the playoffs. This team's really good. Shai playing at an MVP level except for one game. It's just a really solid team, and I'm really excited to see it in the future. Jalen Durham, who's having a breakout year, similar to Mark Williams, he's averaging a double-double, 15 and 12, with 1.2 blocks on 30 minutes a game he's starting, which is actually really nice. He's looking really good. Really good defensively. Offensively, he's looking solid too. He's at like 69 field goal, which is really solid. His rebound's been really good. He's just looking really solid overall. Really excited to see how this Detroit team will do. They're looking really good, the Detroit team, too. Excuse me? Okay. Shaedon Sharpe, 20 points per game. He's, out of all these players, he's averaging the most points, 21, 6, and 3 on 45-38 with 1 steal. He's averaging the most minutes out of every single one of these rookies, but he's looking like his upside is definitely potential to be an all-star. And I'm just really excited to see how he performs in the future. He's just really good. Really high upside, really solid player. Without Anthony Simons, he's going to be the main scoring option on this team right now. So I'm just really excited to see how well he'll do in that position. The young guys on this team are all looking really good. They have Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson's not looking so good, but he still made my top 10 list I posted on Friday. So he's still looking pretty okay. But next is my first place, and who do you think it's going to be? It's Paolo Banchero. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's down in scoring, down in rebounding, but he's getting less touches, but his last 2 games have been 30 and 25, right? He almost put up a 25-point triple-double. It's like 25, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists. His passing is just leading. He's leading the Orlando Magic in passing right now on assists. 1.8 steals on 32 minutes a game. He's just looking like he's going to be a future MVP. I just love his game. He's definitely the best pick in this draft. Going number 1 was just exactly the thing they needed. Him and Chet, they're the future of this draft. But right now, Chet's in the rookie class, and so he has to hold it down for this 2022 draft class. He's looking really good. And, he's just looking like that Orlando struck home with this pick. and I think he just is going to be really good. So now I'm going to talk about some players I left off the list who are just definitely really solid. Benedict Mathurin, who was like in Rookie of the Year for the first half of last year, right? He didn't make it, obviously. Paulo Banchero turned it up. He turned it down, right? He's only averaging 11, 2, and 2 on like 39 abysmal shooting and not great defense. But he's obviously still top 10 player in this class. He's gonna be like that eventually, but right now he's not there. Next up, Johnny Davis, looking really, really good. He's averaging 7 and 3, or 7.3, or 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 1.5 steals per game on really efficient 67-50 splits. He's only played 3 games. Only played 13 minutes in them, but in those games he's looking like really good. He had a game last night, put up like 11 points, didn't miss a shot, 2 rebounds, and a steal. He's looking really good defensively, and I think he'll be a really solid defensive role player for years to come. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.